you know, when it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know. So you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work, and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it. Eventually, it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend and you're not all of a sudden a bad person. You're not all of a sudden not going to fulfill this other person's needs.
You, madam, are a harlot and a scoundrel.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We about to be on like popcorn. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Black Body Man Radio Show. I am your host, Brother Mike, along with my partners in consciousness. Let's welcome my co-host, the lovely Ms.Janice. How you doing today, Ms.Janice?
Very good, thank you.
Very good? And one of our usual suspects, our awesome team member, Miss Samantha Glam by Sam Dennis.
Hey, what's up with the suspect?
Huh?
Suspect.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Out loud?
Yes.
Damn.
So now you have to explain.
I don't know what it means. How you doing today, Miss Dennis?
I'm good.
You looking fresh.
Oh, wait.
Is that a Black by Demand hoodie you have on?
It is.
One that you could get from blackbydemand.com?
Right. Definitely need it today.
Yeah, go on there and get it. We're trying to restock up. And we're going to break out a new color soon. We're going to break out another color. We're going to break it out. So anyway, ladies doing well today?
Yeah.
Not a manic Monday. It's not raining.
No. It's a little chilly, but it's nice.
A little chilly?
A little cool.
October. It's October.
It's
so today's feeling like October?
Yeah.
Cool beans.
A little warmer than the weekend, though.
Speaking of weekends, how was your weekend?
It was a working weekend for me.
Working weekend? That's a good weekend. That's a weekend of making money. How about yours, Miss Dennis?
Relaxed.
Okay. Mine was pretty relaxed too.
Yeah. It was that kind of weekend.
Yeah, I was actually home doing some reading and, you know, chilling out.
Okay, so is making money a good weekend?
I think it is.
Shouldn't weekends be meant for being off? They should.
Well, I'll offer an alternative perspective. Okay, so you were out making money, right? And like the rest of us was probably at the mall. So we were losing money.
Right.
So technically, you had the better weekend.
I don't know. Not if you know, make money all week. And then, you know, the weekend is the time when you get to spend the money. Well, you want to enjoy it too.
True, right? True that. But we'll slip this in there real quick, right?
Okay.
Today's show is 5 reasons why Black people are broke.
Is that one reason right there? Is that the first one?
Okay. So that is the topic of today's show. 5 reasons why Black people are broke. Now here's the thing. Let me lay out the disclaimer, right? These are not our reasons. We are interested in learning this just like you guys because we're all in the same boat. So this information is actually an article from a particular blogger who specializes in finances. So I thought it would be interesting to go over his article where he gives support to 5 reasons why Black people are broke. So it fits right in what we was just saying. See, you were working.
Okay.
All the rest of us were working on being broke. But we're going to get to that in a minute. So before we get into that, what we got going on in current events?
I guess we could talk about probably what everybody been speaking about all week. Let's talk about the bombs.
The bombs.
How many of them was it in all? 14?
I couldn't keep up.
It was that many?
I don't know. I couldn't keep up.
It was 14. I think it was like 13 when they caught them, but it was still like one more out. So I believe it was like 14 bombs altogether.
Well, you know, my take is most of the media today, I really don't believe nothing that they say, because I find it interesting that these bombs went to these particular people, right? But nobody got hurt. No bombs went off, right? The old anthrax thing is coming back, right? All these bombs to these people, but no bombs exploded. Nobody got hurt. You understand what I mean?
Well, maybe it's people sending threats out to folks, like, if I want to reach out and touch you, I could.
I don't think so.
Don't?
Nah, because they have a history of being terrorists.
Okay.
When certain groups are out to terrorize, they terrorize. Like, nobody sends a bomb that doesn't explode. You know what I mean?
So,
you know, so me personally, I think it's another false flag. But I don't know. I don't know. But I just think it's interesting. No one's gotten hurt.
So could it be what the Republicans
are
saying it could be? Because they feel like the bomb scares were diverting attention from them doing well in the midterm elections.
I would be more employed to subscribe to that than I would that some crazy dude is sending out bombs that never blew up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I always get amazed that when this stuff happens to them, these political officials and all that, nobody ever gets hurt. Like, remember they sent out anthrax years, but none of them got poisoned by the anthrax. Like, I don't know, it's bogus to me. Like, news is fake news.
Just a diversion.
I honestly believe you can get the most honest news if you actually tune into the Black by the Man radio show. Do you want the truth? Tune in to us. We'll give you truth, our opinion, our perspective, but we won't give you some BS. And I just think it's a bunch of BS.
You would believe it better if one went off?
I would. Yeah. I would. Because then that would show intentions.
Yeah.
You know, who sends bombs that don't explode? Let alone 14 of them.
And not only that,
how does shit get through the post office?
Not only that, I think, like, the senior technicians did say something about that all the bombs had the components necessary to set off a successful explosion.
But yet didn't happen.
Right. So.
And I'm just saying, this is white people doing this. As a black person, if you send a letter in the mail with the word bomb written on it, your ass will be in jail by the end of that day. But yet white people are capable of sending whole packaged bombs that go through the post office, dog checks, you know, the whole nine. I just don't buy it. I believe it probably is some type of tactic, some type of you know, distraction or something to that extent.
It was a setup.
I think so. I think so. I don't believe it at all. Not until somebody gets hurt. I ain't never known no bomb makers not to have bombs explode.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I know the mafia, sure enough, has never put a bomb in somebody's car just to be like, see, we could have got you. We could have got you. So I personally don't believe it, you know? And if you know, real bombs are being sent, and people are being targeted, then that presents a whole new question. You know what I mean? What have these people been doing where somebody wants to send you a bomb in the mail? You know, because, you know, as black people, we tell you the bomb. We just think you look good. You know, we don't literally mean check your mailbox. So I don't know. I don't really buy it. I mean, what do you ladies think?
I don't know. I'm open-minded.
You open-minded?
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of
I don't buy it.
So I just think it's kind of weird too that 14 bombs will go out and none of them
exploded. Not one of these officials got hurt. You understand what I mean? You know, like, little white kids make pipe bombs and put in people's mailboxes, and people get hurt. You get what I'm saying? But yet here's this pro. You know, it's been 14 bombs out there, but nobody even had their hair blown back from one.
And they caught him with no incident. That's another part.
Right. Like, just always goes over.
Yeah, that's what made me skeptical.
Yeah.
So Republicans may be on to something then.
Right. With all this craziness going on.
They probably set it up.
Oh, no doubt. That would be my take.
No, they're saying that they're not the ones who.
But I feel like, they're gonna say that, but you know.
Oh, they're trying to set the. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We speaking in riddles, but okay.
We got our ebonics jumping off today.
But okay, what about the Kentucky guy then? The white guy that tried to get into the black church but couldn't, and then shot the 2 people at the supermarket and killed them instead.
Heard about that too.
I'm more likely to believe that to be real because white people have a history of bombing and black churches, killing black people, and they also like kill black people, and then on other times they like kill black people. So I'm more likely to believe that than anything.
Yeah, because I mean, there was a guy out there, you know, who could have stopped him, but when you walked past that guy, he was just like, "Don't shoot me, because I'm not going to shoot you. I don't shoot white people."
I did see that. I saw the guy on that interview. I found it interesting that he kept his sunglasses on the whole time. Like somebody just walked up on you with a gun, right? They out to kill some people, and then they tell you, "Oh no, you good. I don't shoot white people." So then they later interviewing you calm, cool, and collected with your shades on, like, yeah, because he said he don't shoot white people. That's just not real to me. That's just not real. You know what I mean? Why does this guy have his glasses on? Right? It's hard to identify people with a pair of shades on. See, so how you going to cross-reference to check if that so-called witness is real when you really can't identify him? He had his glasses on the whole time.
But not even that.
That's just me, though.
But still, not even just that. Like, it's so much going on. Like, you don't even know who's working with who. Like, you don't even know who's with who and who's a part of what. Like,
right.
It's just
true.
There's so much demonic spirits in the air right now that
see, I've done research.
Trustworthy these days.
I've done research on the false flags before. You know what I mean? The stuff that they do with the crisis actors, and I think dude was just a crisis actor. You know, it's people on YouTube who really go into depth in this, and they'll show you how the people that the media interviewed, from Sandy Hook, from the Batman theater shit, it all be the same people. From the Boston bombing, I mean, the one guy during the Boston bombing, they showed a picture of his legs that got blown off. Well, he later admitted he was a disabled veteran, lost his legs in the war, and that they used him as a crisis actor and painted him up with blood and all that, and they paid him. He admitted it. Right. Absolutely.
Wow.
This is a country that specializes in keeping the citizens in fear. Notice it's always fear happening in America. Every day you wake up in America is something to fear.
You scared to go outside your
Right,
house every day,
right.
send your kids to school.
But what does that make you do? It makes you want to rely on the higher ups to solve these issues. You know what I mean? Because they got us so scared. Like, oh my God, they're sending bombs, right? They're sending bombs. You can't drink the milk. Police are killing black people, right? You get what I'm saying? Fear, 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 fear. It's hard to focus and, you know, have spirituality and, you know, do things to help promote yourself and your people in life when you're constantly concerned with fear. Now you got black people that's going to be scared to go to church. See? Fear, right? Because the white man going to come up in there and shoot everybody up.
Speaking of that, what about the Pittsburgh synagogue?
Say it again.
The Jewish people that
Oh,
just
the Ashkenazi Jews,
Yeah.
the synagogue of Satan, has had a little wrath come their way. Well, you know my take on that. That's the Most High. That's what I'm going to say on that. Nothing happens without the Most High's approval. He co-signs everything, even though we don't think so. We think, you know, God is somehow busy and Satan saw him on lunch break. Let me hurry up and go bomb this synagogue real quick. It's not how it works. Satan is the prosecuting attorney. He goes to the Most High and says, listen, this is what I want to do. This is why these people deserve it. They don't worship you. Blah, blah, blah. And then it goes down. All you got to do is read your Bible. It tells you all this stuff, but I digress. Anyway,
So
what else?
about the young lady treasure, the one that was on the Dr. Phil show?
Okay. Right.
What is
All right,
going on
1 minute.
with that?
1 minute. The young lady on Dr. Phil, Treasure, ridiculous, right? But you know her friends have come forward and said that that was fake.
Right,
Yeah, that was fake. Now the real question is Dr. Phil in on that, or was he being duped as well? I personally don't know, but I'm going to say this. Dr. Phil is a very educated psychologist. What else is he? A lawyer. He's a white man. How could he not distinguish between a lie and something real? So to me, they're all in on that. Yeah. It's just more tactics to keep people scared, and they're doing so much to black people. They got to try to show us in a particular light. Just like when all the police was killing black people left and right, then all of a sudden some crazy black man down in Texas killed like 4 cops, right? We never got to see him because they sent in a robot that destroyed his body. Oh, come on.
But they got the guy with the 14 bombs out. See, that's the issue that I have with all of this.
Right. Just complete craziness, right? Complete craziness. Hey, Nate, we up on break, brother?
A mess.
2 minutes? All right, we're going to break. Stay with us. Black by the Man radio show. We'll be back. Yeah, I just don't buy it. You know, it's a bunch of nonsense.
Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait. Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council. Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at Book People.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, so welcome back, everybody, to the Black by the Man radio show. We were just going over current events. How we doing with these current events? We got anything else?
Yeah, I want to slip in Megyn Kelly from the Today Show.
The racist from Fox News.
Yeah, the one who said what's wrong with blackface today.
That old devil.
So she didn't actually do blackface. She just said what's wrong with it. Is that what it is?
Yes. I think she was on the show. It was a panel of like 4 other white people. She was asking
like
about
she's such a blatant racist. You get what I mean? Like I can't even comment on that devil. Yeah, that's right. I called her a devil. If she can get on there on Fox News, which is national broadcasting, and say all the nastiness that she wants to say about black people, I can sure enough be on Facebook and YouTube and say Megyn Kelly is a devil. And if you don't like it, Megan, come on the Black by the Man radio show. We ain't up under no agenda of being politically correct. We cut you around here. That's verbally. We will verbally assassinate you. Come on here, I dare you. So yeah, I'm not giving her no play.
All right, something good. What about the black woman in Ethiopia?
The first black president.
Ding, ding, ding.
Let's get a bell for that. Congratulations to Ethiopia for electing their first female president. Nice. I think Ethiopia is a great country for that. Ethiopia contains some black people who have still retained their culture and their religious practices, religious beliefs. And I believe that woman will probably do a great job as the president of Ethiopia.
Okay.
And evidently, I'm not the only one who believes that. That's why they elected her.
Right.
Nice.
And I think they get to run. How long their term goes?
I don't know.
I thought I had it written down somewhere.
I don't know. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in with us today. My man Gus Tanks. What's up, Gusso? Thank everybody for tuning in. Robin Donaldson, I see you, my brother. I appreciate the homebodies. Greg Robinson, my man. Everybody who's tuning in. Harford County's watching us today, and I thank y'all. All right, so shall we get to the show?
Yes, sir.
All right, so today's show is called 5 Reasons Why Black People Are Still Broke. Okay, but we have to have a disclaimer on this, right? So here's the disclaimer. This is not our information, okay? This is not Brother Mike and the Black by the Man radio show team saying this is why black people are broke. This is an article by Gary Johnson. He's a blogger of financial situations. So these are his 5 reasons. I thought it was an interesting article, so I thought we would discuss it and get the input from the audience as well as ourselves to see if we agree with this, if we think there's truth in it. And best of all, because it is the Black by the Man radio show, we all plan to learn from this.
Yeah.
You know, so let it be known we're not in any situation different from any other black person. So you got to say that with black people, because black people will hear a show like this and be like, well, who the hell they think they are?
They got money.
Right.
Wait a minute.
You know, they got money like that? No,
Wait a minute.
Don't.
On that note, right now, I have to speak about my Powerball ticket.
Oh, tell them about your Powerball ticket. I heard the story, y'all.
Oh gosh! Like, so I had 4 numbers out to 6.
4.
I know.
And did you get the Powerball?
Yes.
That's what I was about to tell you. She had 3 numbers in the Powerball.
That's still money, ain't it?
It is.
Yeah, but it's not the 678 million. I was 2 numbers away from the 678
She got $100.
I would be salty too, because if you didn't own that,
that's too close.
Yeah, that's way too close.
BBD almost made it.
If
the lovely Ms.Janice would have won that, I'd have been on Megyn Kelly's show.
Sam, I was still even 1 number away from being a millionaire still.
Right.
Wow. Even the 5 numbers could have got me $1 million.
That's why I don't do it, because I never feel like I even have the odds of getting even that close. But now that you did it, I feel like.
And you know, I picked
she only spent $2.
I spent $2.
I only ever buy 1.
I picked those numbers too. Like those were my personal numbers.
Oh, it wasn't a quick pick or nothing?
No, it wasn't even a quick pick. Like I set those numbers out in the universe for a while now.
Ooh, y'all hear that? She put that in the universe.
And I had every number except for that 12
She took us back to our
13.
Universal shows. Yeah, that's I mean, when she told me that, I did like this. I'm sorry. I was sorry for her. I'm so sorry that happened.
Could have been a millionaire.
Yeah. I mean, 3 numbers in the Powerball. You would have think they'd have said $500,000.
Right.
$100.
I thought I at least won 10 grand.
Right.
That would have been, even that would have been something.
That would have been lovely.
Yeah.
We'd have had hoodies for everybody. We'd have said, go to Black by the Man right now. The hoodies are free. Good grief.
Oh, man.
All right, so let's jump it off. Okay, so Mr. Johnson says, I predict that after reading this article, there will be a significant number of black people who will not change their minds towards changing their situation. Over time, when things go unchallenged, they seem normal. After dentures of slavery, black people must realize that they need to work toward building generational wealth and lean to investing their money and establish trust funds for their wealth that can be passed down to future generations. Generally speaking, black people are still living for the moment with a to hell with the future mindset when it comes to money. Too many black folks tend to only worry about themselves and the money that they have now. That way of thinking is crippling and must stop now. A common scenario for many black folks when they get a huge chunk of money or tax refund deposit is to run to the nearest appliance store, high-end mall, or car dealer where we just love to get shiny new rims. According to the state Working America, black people spend 4% more money annually than any other race, despite the fact that they are the least represented race and the race that lives in poverty at the highest rate. So in layman's terms, he is saying that though we make less money than everyone, including, now remember, this is including rich people, we spend 4% more than everybody. I know I'm in there. I'm so depressed. I know I'm in there. All right, so let's go over the 5 things that he came up with. So the first one, he says, black people spend more money than they make. How do we feel about that?
That's where that debt come in, so I guess we do.
He says Americans over the age of 18 make up 39% of MasterCard holders. Of that 39%, many spent their limit monthly and seldom have the money to pay the balance in full at the end of the month. Essentially, black people are spending money that they do not have and won't have at the end of the month. This trend of building never-ending debt is partially why the poverty numbers are so high. So he's saying we're working towards building debt. According to the curators of Dopeness blog, black people love to spend money on fashion. Black people get made fun of for not having the newest Jordans or the brand name shirts that are in style. Expensive purses and high heels with red bottoms are a must if you're ever stepping out. Your hair needs to be flawless at all times. So it's in order to compensate for lack of confidence or trying to be the role of look good, feel good approach. Black people spend their dollars on looking good. This is some dumb shit. That's what he wrote.
I thought you had it like after.
This is what he wrote. This is what he wrote. He said, this is some dumb shit that needs to be taken out of this culture because you'll need to crawl before you walk. First handle the foundation, then move up to Jordan brand products and red bottom shoes. And that's why I needed everybody to know, this ain't my words. Don't attack Brother Mike. I'm just the messenger.
I mean, in our defense.
What do we think about that, though?
In our defense, this was passed down from generation to generation.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
Habits were, passed down, given to us.
Very true. Very true. I just had a conversation. I always use my son as an example. I just had a conversation with him, and I explained to him that I want him to be the one who breaks the cycle of poverty. You know what I mean? And one of the ways to do that is I don't want him adopting the spending habits that all of us have adopted as black people, because we do send that down the pipeline to our children, because we stay fresh, and then that makes the kids want to stay fresh, and then that's mixed in with all the school situations where they all stay fresh. And this is why, like with a lot of private schools, right, especially rich white people, see how they make them wear uniforms? Now I know they do that in Baltimore as well, which is good, but see, that uniform, not only does it make the kids have a particular look when they come to school, and it helps to keep them focused on learning versus focused on this fashion. But it also is forcing them to learn the value of $1, because they're not out in school looking at the other kids like, oh, that's a dope jacket. I'm trying to get that new jacket Drake had on, or NBA Young, so forth and so on. So I was having that conversation with him, trying to plant it in his mind at 22. Now that you're making your own money and you can kind of do what you want, let me guide you to not picking up the bad habits that I picked up, everybody I know picks up, because it does drain our pockets. It does drain our pockets.
And even in other races, you know, where generations is passing down homes and businesses to their children, like, you know, still in our defense.
Right.
It's not a lot of homes and businesses being passed down to us.
Right. If you remember, I had spoke on another show about one of the financial books I had read, and the rich people were in there saying they don't want their kids hanging around poor kids, right? Now, I was like, that's a little jacked up, right? But when I took the time out to listen to their explanation, they basically were saying, I'm teaching my child the value of $1. I'm teaching my child how to respect money and take money and make it work for you. If I let my child hang around your child, and your child is just like everybody else's child, they want all the new clothes, they want the new sneakers, they want every new iPhone that comes out. Being that my child is a child also, that my child's going to start wanting that because your child has that. They're going to want to keep up, right? So I don't want my child around those children who have those type of spending habits. Now, as much as that kind of bothered me when I first read it, I had to respect it once they explained what they were saying. If my child gets around your child, my child is going to pick up the bad spending habits that your child has. And my child is going to think it's okay because all the other kids have those same bad spending habits. And I was just like, wow.
Makes sense.
That's deep, right? That's deep.
Yeah.
Well, even with that being said, since the habits are so bad right now, like what can be done at this present moment to even try to fix it?
I think the only possible way of getting true change is to start with the younger children. Start teaching our younger children not to be that way. Because once you get into being late teenage years, especially in your 20s, it's going to be hard to stop that because they're in that mode. You know what I mean? Like he said, black people get made fun of if they don't have the proper attire.
Did you just hear that story about the young boy that was bullying another child in his class? And the father of the boy that was getting bullied found out that the boy was getting made fun of because he didn't have, you know, the newest clothes. So that in turn turned into, since he was getting bullied, he was bullying other kids. And it's a nasty cycle.
Right.
But he ended up taking him out and buying him clothes. And then I guess the boys got to sit down and talk. But it goes to show, like, all this over what you got on.
Right, exactly. Fashion. Now, psychologically, people like Dr. Amos Wilson and Dr. Umar Johnson, and believe it or not, even Kanye in the song Gold Digger, they explain that the reason why we do that is because of the oppression that we face as black people in this society. We have so many things that make us feel down that we try to uplift ourselves by purchasing things that make us feel good. That car, those rims, that TV, those clothes, those red bottoms. So it is a psychological side to it. Like we're not all just doing this because, you know, we don't have proper spending habits. It's a psychology behind it.
So even as, you know, older folk now, like, you know, older generation now, like, is it something that we can still do to help our kids still now, if we're not, you know, if we don't already have ourselves in a position where we're passing down a home or a business or something that's going to help them, you know, when we're not here to help them? Is it something that we could still do now to help them?
My best answer would be to try to educate them. Try to get them to read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad for teens, or just Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But try to get them to take an interest in a financial education, and then do your best to explain it to them from your perspective as a parent that I know I was this way. I know I raised you all this way and always took you to the mall and got you, but I've learned different now. And I want your life to be better than what mine was. And it's not going to be based on whether you went to college, whether you got a high paying job, because when it comes to finances, it's about the money you keep. It's not about the money you make. So when you don't have a financial education, it doesn't matter how much money you make. You're still going to be in debt because you're just going to have bigger toys. You get what I mean? But if you have a financial education, you could only make $30,000 a year and have more money than the person that makes 130. Because the person that makes 130 got all the stuff that supports that. The big house, the car, the clothes, the diamonds, the vacations, swallowing up that 130. And the person who only makes 30, if they have a financial education, they might take their money and invest it. You know, realize I need to put money in towards something that's going to help me make more money. So it's kind of hard for us to get there when we're so consumed with wanting to stay fresh. And like I said, I'm just as guilty as everybody else. And I like to, you know, put that disclaimer out there because unfortunately, we as black people don't receive information very well when it comes from other black people. We tend to question that person. Now, when other races give information, we just listen to it. But when a black person gives it, we immediately judge them. Well, who the hell is he? What does he own? How much money does he make? And it has nothing to do with the knowledge the message is given, the messenger's given. You know, so we get hung up on that. So I like to put that out there. We are not in any different position of anyone else. We're trying to learn to do better with you guys. We're just sharing it with you while we do it. So yeah, I think you would have to, you know, talk with your children and try to get them to understand better spending habits. Now, you know what I find to be ironic? And you and I can probably relate to this more than you because we're a little bit older. But we've all seen people when we were younger who didn't have those spending habits that we had because their parents didn't let them, and then they turned out better in life. They're not quite struggling as much. Have you seen that too? Okay, all right. I wasn't sure if you had experienced that yet. You know, but yet we still are not grasping that this is the way to be. You know, like I always used to say back in the day, if you take two cars at a light, right? So a brother pulls up to the light, and he's in a Cadillac Escalade. 22-inch rims, right? Tinted out, shining, looking good. White man pull up beside him, and a Toyota Corolla that's already 14 years old. The difference is, when that light turns red, he goes and parks that in the hood. That white man parks that Corolla in his garage. He goes and hits a button. Click it. The garage door opens up. He parks it in there. So when you look at that scenario right there, that shows you something's wrong with the way we view money. But let's read a couple comments. All right, so Miss Marsha Lucas, thanks for tuning in with us, Marsha. She says some of us try to impress others by living above their means materialistically. Absolutely. I think that's what most of us do. And I think we've just been in a society that produces that as far as us as black people in the community. Ms. Johnson says, I think we're all guilty for retail therapy. Yes. You know, and let it be known, like, I'm not against us looking fresh because I think that's a part of our culture that we should embrace. That's who we are. Black people like to stay clean. We like to look good. We like to smell good. I don't have any issue with that. Evidently, though, as a community of people, we need to do better with how much money we're putting towards that. Like, you may not have to have a new outfit every time you know, you do an event, so forth and so on. Mr. Gus Tank says, we don't own anything. For example, you can ride down Route 40 or any main highway in your town and look at all the businesses, and you can figure out easily that we don't own anything. From Walmart to AutoZone to CVS to any other tire shop that's not owned by any black person. So I said black people have to spend money with them because we don't own nothing and we don't try to own or get our own businesses. And here come the dream chasers, that is the state with all the rules and regulations, will make sure that we won't get our business off the ground. They'll have to set it up. They'll have to set it up like that. Very sad. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that statement. And you're right. One of the reasons that you don't see a lot of black businesses is because when black people do try to open up businesses, black people don't support it. You know what I mean? Like, we have Black by Demand, and this is for you guys. Now, anyone can rock a Black by Demand t-shirt. We don't care what race you are. All we care is that you support black businesses, and it's made by us, right? So that's why buy is spelled B-U-Y. And unfortunately, we don't get the support that, you know, we feel we should have for trying to put something positive in the community. And this is why things stay the way they stay. So not only do you have black businesses that can't get the support from black people, but then it discourages other black people who were considering opening a black business. They say, no, I'm not doing that because black people going to break me. I'm going to put all this money into getting this right from them, and then they're not going to come support it. So yeah, he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Shout out to Dwayne Harrison, DJ Big Man in the building. What's up, brother? But yeah, I agree with that, brother, 100%. What about you, ladies?
I agree. That whole black people won't support it. It goes a long way because nobody really will support it. We have to hold pretty much everybody accountable, from all the businesses that we're walking into supporting. Like, we have to hold all of them accountable as well.
All those businesses that Mr. Tanks just spoke of stay in existence because of black people.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? We are the reason that they're able to exist. They target us. Like, when you come from another country and you're Middle Eastern Indian or Asian or whatever, they literally are told that the way you make it in America is you go and open up a store around these black people. They will give you every penny that they got because they do not believe in supporting their own businesses, but they will support yours. And that's what they come and do.
And will they support like the ones we're supporting, or they're going to support black businesses as well?
Absolutely not. I'll give you a quote from Dr. Anderson. Dr. Anderson said, "You will always find a Chinese restaurant in the middle of black neighborhoods, but you will never find a black restaurant in a Chinese neighborhood." So we are the only ones that even allows this to happen. So that Asian man to take your money all year long, but say you gonna come open up a store in Chinatown, they'll look at you like you crazy. No, you not. We here to take y'all money. Y'all not taking our money.
And we're okay with that?
Evidently, evidently. I'm not okay with it. I say go to blackbodyman.com and get you a t-shirt. That way you can at least stand proud and say, I support black businesses and I support the movement of BBD, trying to encourage other people to support black businesses. But no, we don't have an issue with it at all. We don't.
Even still, when we're in the Asian nail shop getting our nails done, like, can't we hold them accountable? Like, have you been on Black by the Man and got your t-shirt?
Right.
Like, can we hold them accountable? Like, we're in there, we spend money here all the time.
Right.
But you know, have you did anything to support any of our businesses?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult.
There's always that disconnect though, because I feel like black people, especially now, like, they don't like going to these other stores or not having those options, but they still choose not to support black businesses.
Right.
Which it doesn't make that sense, because clearly you're frustrated, clearly you're upset with the service that you're getting, but you refuse to go outside of that. So I just don't understand.
Is that a training we had as younger folks? Like, when you were young and we were going out to stores with our parents or you know, a loved one, did they take us in black businesses? Did they take us to black stores? Like,
I think it was more prevalent back then, but again, they begin to fade out more and more. It's not even as many around anymore.
Did they ever even educate, you know, the younger kids how important it was to support a black business?
No.
I mean, I know when I was growing up, I didn't hear it much. Like, I didn't have, you know, like loved ones or neighbors or, you know, friends or anybody saying like, well, make sure you get out there and support a black business as well. Yes, even though you've seen it, like you seen the black corner store, you know, back then, but it still wasn't enforced. Like, you know, make sure you're supporting that business. Make sure you're continually watching, you know, the businesses that you're walking into. Like, it was never trained. So you just kind of adapted what everybody else was doing and just went in any store. You wasn't really paying it any attention.
Right, yeah, we have not taught it to our children. It's very important for us to teach it to our children, and that's why I push on that a lot on the show, because the true change is going to come from the younger generation. Like, you're only going to get a small percentage of like grown folks who are going to change, because they like, I do what I want. You know what I mean? Like, Michael Kors made a public statement about how he hates black women having his bags and his clothing and stuffing their dirty weaves inside of his fancy Michael Kors bags. And guess what? Black women buy Michael Kors bags like ain't no tomorrow. But nothing is going to stop the ignorance that's in black people, because we are so determined to just be individuals and do whatever we want, and that individualism has been hurting us.
Yeah, but it was still in, you know, and it was still our mentality growing up. You know, the only thing you heard a lot was like, you know, we fought to go in their restaurants, you know, we fought to shop in their stores. Which was a mistake. in their schools. So now you feel like, you know,
Right.
like I have to go in these restaurants, I have to go in these stores.
Right.
Like,
and we use that as an excuse.
Yes,
People fought for this.
Yes.
Right.
Because that's what you're continually told growing up. You're
Right.
not continually told anything.
Well, we lack the
about,
knowledge that just because someone fought for something, it doesn't mean it was the right move.
Right.
White people fought for slavery. It wasn't the right move. But anyway, stay with us. We're going to take a break. Black Bottom Man Radio Show. We'll be back.
Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, so we are back and we are talking 5 reasons why black people stay broke. And again, this is not our information. This is an article.
You gotta have the little river that says.
Yeah, I gotta keep throwing that out there, man, because you know they're gonna try to slaughter me. You get what I'm saying? Like, he on there talking about who he think he is. You know? This article is by Gary Johnson. He's a financial blogger. All right, so let's move on to the second one, because the second one actually plays right into what we was just discussing. So number 2 is black people don't support black businesses. So he says every race, with the exception of black people, seems to support the businesses of their own. Being an entrepreneur is one of the most popular ways to make high residual income. Black people buy products from brands such as Jordan, Louis Vuitton, Ralph Lauren at an alarming rate. The prices of these brands are very expensive. However, those black people would cringe at the thought of paying $20 for a black-owned product, saying it's too expensive.
Oh my goodness.
The question here would be, is the product too expensive or not renowned enough for you?
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what it is. Listen, I can tell you firsthand in the barbershop, I had a young brother say to me, I would prefer to buy a polo over Black by Demand. And I said, why? He was like, well, I mean, what is Black by Demand? Like, that's nothing. Everybody know what polo is. And I was just so sad. You know what I mean? Because he was 24 years old. And he was like, at least when I rock polo, people know what it is. And this is what he's talking about. So to black people to wear a black product, it's not renowned enough. They don't feel that the other black people are going to look at them like, oh, that's hot, that's polo. But why can't they do that with BBD? You don't think they're going to look at that and think, damn, that's BBD, that's nice, right? But we can't see that, so it's not renowned enough. So listen, he gives a couple examples, right? And again, this is his words, right? So he says, white man, I got hot dogs for $3.75. Black man's response, that's a good deal. Thanks, sir, right? Arabic man, I got hot dogs for $3.75. Black response. Negro, who the F do you think you is? $4 for a hot dog? Man, this Negro crazy. I can get a whole pack of hot dogs for $4.
That's exactly.
Is that true?
That's exactly how it goes.
Absolutely.
Is that true?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I go through it with the T-shirts.
Yeah.
People will ask me how much are the T-shirts. I'll be like, they're only $20. They'd be like, damn, $20.
You're like, oh, so we get the front discount? What?
Right. $20 is expensive to them for a shirt. You know, like we made those shirts as low price as we could to make a small profit off of it. But to black people, it's like, Remember we was at the event? And that was an older black woman. She was like, well, can I get one for 10?
Yeah.
I said, jeez, boy. Good grief. That wig she had on cost more than 10. I'm just saying. But anyway, yeah, so he says that's the example right there. Everybody else, $3.75 for a hot dog is a great deal, but if it comes from us, it's like it's the most expensive crap in the world. So I'll read a comment. Ms. Johnson says it's important to teach our kids about supporting black businesses now and how it will continue to help our growth as a people. Very true. Ms. Lucas says, I think a lot of us support other nationalities' businesses due to the cheaper prices. Not too many of our businesses can afford to charge the same due to the taxes we have to maintain. True. I've tapped on that before. Like, black people don't understand that black businesses do not have the access to wholesale products like larger businesses do, right? So take, for instance, the Asians. This is what they do with the beauty chains. They take 5 or 6 of the beauty chains, right? They're all Asian. They pool their money together, and then they buy in bulk. So they get a wholesale discount, and they have it shipped, say, to the Port of Baltimore, right? Pier 6 or something, I don't know, right? And then they go down there and they divvy it all up.
Yeah.
That's how they're getting the discounts, right? And then they also, because they are not people who are original to the United States, not that we are, but I'm saying we were here from the beginning, they still have their connections in China, right? So they're able to reach out. We don't have connections in Africa, right? So anything we buy for our business, we're probably going to be buying it at a retail price, which causes us to sell it a little higher. But I'm saying I don't care if it's $5 higher. Yeah. It's worth the pride of knowing that you're helping a black business, helping your community, and something for you to be proud of. You are participating in keeping your people relevant in this society. We have been designated a permanent underclass, and black people don't know that. Let me say that again. Black Americans are designated a permanent underclass because everybody is before us now. White people, Asians, Middle Eastern Indian, Native Indians, everybody's before us. And it's because we will not spend any money with our own businesses. What? So we looking like fools out here. We looking like Boo-Boo the Fool out here to all these other races.
Not even just that. Even this day and time, I don't even think we have to explain it as thorough as you did.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Explaining as far as China and the taxes, I don't think we have to do that anymore. Just for the simple fact that we spend $1.3 trillion a year. That clearly shows we're not concerned about a price at this point.
We're still seeing each other as competitors. We only care about price when it comes to us.
It has absolutely nothing to do with how much an item costs. It strictly has it only has to deal with the fact that you're not doing it at this point.
You should
because
just based off that fact.
Just based off that fact that we spend $1.3 trillion. Like that shows we're not concerned about how much something costs because we're spending too much money.
Yes.
So that with the higher prices, that can't be our excuse anymore.
Right, and that's all it is an excuse.
Because clearly we're showing that it isn't. Because we don't have an issue with spending money.
Yeah, we don't have a price cap.
That's why we broke. We don't have an issue with spending this money.
Say it again. Say it again.
That's why we broke.
That's exactly why we broke.
How many times have you stood there and it's like they're like $4.50 and you're just like, I have to have it. Like I'm taking it.
Right.
So it's not even about the money.
Right. It's renowned. That's what he was saying. It's renowned. So if you can get that Louis bag, if you can get them red bottoms, see, it's renowned. But I'll take you down the rabbit hole a little bit, right? On the psychology of this, right? And again, you have to study Dr. Umar Johnson or Dr. Amos Wilson to get this kind of information. We are only showing off for ourselves. See, that just makes it even worse. You know, like you're not impressing a white person because you got on red bottoms. They made the red bottoms.
Right.
How can you be impressing them? So all of this glam and glitz that we do, we're only doing it to look better than other black people. That's it, right? Like nobody puts rims on their car and then says, let me go drive through the white neighborhood, right? Nobody puts their Jordans on and say, I'm going to a white church today, right? I'm gonna rock my Jordans. We are showing off for each other, and it makes it that much sadder because we don't understand we're all poor. That's right, we're all poor. I know you think it's just these mysterious black people that live next door to you, but somehow got more money than you, right?
You know what?
That's not true.
That wouldn't even stop our shine if we supported black business. Like, you could still be fresh as hell. You could still have all that nice stuff, all those nice things, but just support it in the black community.
You could be fresh
You could
with
be
black
broke
people.
spending your money with black people.
If we supported black businesses, we could make our own red bottoms.
I was going to say, not only
we
that.
could make our own Louis. You wouldn't want a Louis bag. You'd want a BBD bag, right?
Yeah, that's my point. Not only that, I mean, Michael Kors, Louis Vuitton, Jordan, like all of those brands are who they are because we support it.
Exactly.
We made those brands big as they are because we supported it.
Let me take it a step deeper. Not only are they successful because we support it, but they didn't even create it for us. Right. So technically, it failed.
We took them. We took
them there. We took it there. It failed with the people they created it for. Let me tell you something about Polo. Tell you something about Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren created Polo to expose the WASP lifestyle. White, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant lifestyle. This is what he was exposing. Okay, the polo symbol is of a white man on a horse playing polo. You know why? Because the WASP community really plays polo in their backyard. Their backyards are that big, where they're back there on horses playing polo. So he was simply trying to expose the lifestyle that these rich people have and the clothes they wear and how they get down. So the clothes are supposed to represent the WASP lifestyle. But he get more money from black people than anything. You get what I'm saying? None of this was created for us. And I'm not saying I don't wear polo or any of that, but you know, I'm limited. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm limited. And we need to concentrate more on getting our brands up there. Black by Demand is a brand. Our brand could be just as big as Ralph Lauren if we had black people supporting it. But because we don't, we get looked at like $20 for a t-shirt. Come on, bro. You know, and it's just so sad. But thank God we have the stamina, you know, to stick it out and enough love for our people to still say we're going to keep pushing forward. But, you know, we're going to keep bringing it up because we need people to understand the education behind supporting black businesses. So whether that's Black by Demand or a black restaurant, a black beauty store, like, we need to get behind these people.
I just explained that to a young lady myself about Black by Demand. Because even with the hoodie, when I was asked about the price, I explained to her, like, BBD is a brand.
Yes.
Like, hey, I'm like Pink. You know, just as much as Victoria sell that Pink, that's how I sell BBD.
That's right.
Like,
that's right.
I had to break it down and explain it because it's just the simple, it's just the truth.
Yes.
Like, I'm not making this up. You know, like the way we went out there and support Pink and blew it up like it is, you know, that's how I'm getting BBD out there. Like, I'm going to blow it up just like it is.
We going to blow it up.
You know, I'm not going to sit up here and, you know, put my price to $10 because, you know, somebody have a problem with it. And, you know, you're going to get over it.
Exactly. Get over it. You spend money, you spend $1,100 on a phone. But you don't want to give BBD $20 for a t-shirt. That's ridiculous. You get what I'm saying? Now, you know what I would respect? I would respect if somebody said to me, you know why I don't have a BBD t-shirt? Because I don't like it. Okay. Touche. No problem.
And that's fine. And that's fine because it's a choice.
That's what half the time they're like, oh, that shirt is fly. That hoodie is fly.
Right. We get good responses.
So put your money where your mouth is.
Put your money where your mouth is. Gus said he need 2 hoodies. I got you, brother. I will inbox you. I appreciate it.
I'm trying to tell you now, like this BBD thing, like we're putting BBD brand out there.
Yeah, we're gonna keep pushing.
That's just the way it is.
That's the way it is, because we do it for the love of our people as well as for group economics.
But what happened to the days where black people used to love to rock FUBU just because of what it stood for?
Sure, for us, by us, right. And we're not FUBU, but that's what BBD is. It's for us, by us, even though we welcome other races to wear a BBD shirt. As long as you believe in supporting black businesses, you can rock it. You know, we have no problem with it. I actually had someone say to me, well, you don't think it's a contradiction that, you know, it's about black people, but like you let white people buy it? I said, absolutely not. White people hate your guts, and you buy their clothes all the time. Okay? They hate your guts. Right. You think Ralph Lauren likes you? You're tripping. You think DKNY likes you? You think Louis like you? They don't. No. They don't want nothing to do with you, even if you got their stuff on. They won't even give you an interview. Please. It's craziness. So Nate says we have access, we just choose not to use them together. True. I agree. We definitely have access. All right, so let's move on to number 3. So number 3, he says blacks don't save their money. As soon as black people get a large amount of money or their tax return, it appears that they all flock to the nearest highest-end fashion spot to splurge. Seldom do black people save their funds or invest them into things that will last or that could make more money down the line. According to the State of Working America, black people spend 4% more money annually than other races, which we already said. And it says they are the least represented race that lives in the highest poverty rate. So again, we're back to that again. So we don't save money. Why is that? Why don't we save money? Please, somebody tell me, because I need help.
No, you have to stay.
I ain't figured out why I don't save any yet.
You have to stay in the competition. This whole black life is a competitive life amongst each other, and you have to stay in that competition. So every time you get money, yes, you're going out for something bigger or better. Even if you're just trying to compete against a family member, trying to compete against a neighbor, like you have to stay in that competitive race for whatever reason that's in your head.
Okay, so if a black man's going out or a black woman's going out, it's hard not to go get something fresh when you know the people you're going out with are. So you know they didn't hit Macy's and she gonna be looking right, and you remember when she bought that little purse, so you know she gonna rock that night. So you like, nah, I got to go get me something fresh.
Yeah, just think about it. Like
we still competing.
Still competing. Just think, you're in that house that you're about to be done paying for in the next 5 years. And your neighbor goes out and buy a mansion on top of the hill. You get some money, where are you going?
Right next door.
Right next door, or right at the mansion on top of that block.
With a pool in the back.
Exactly.
Just to top it up, just to kill them.
So there's no time to save money while you're in this competitive race.
That competition thing is killing us. It really is.
Kind of get out of that mindset of being competitive.
I mean, I like to look nice like the next person, but you know, I try to be smart about it. I try to buy from black brands as much as I can. You know what I mean? Like I try to live by conviction. I think one of the things that no one touches on, I don't think, and this is just my opinion, right? Could be wrong. I don't think we as a people respect money. See, I'll give you basic arithmetic, what I mean. It takes 5 days to get a paycheck, and then we spend it in 2. See?
Me 1.5.
Yeah, even 1. I gave the benefit of the doubt, right? Said 2 days, right? So I'm trying to give you Friday and Saturday. But you're right, it's usually 1. So if you just look at it from a basic arithmetic standpoint, you should not work 5 days to get something that you lose in 1 or 2 days. So that's not even good arithmetic. I think learning to respect money more, respecting all the bull crap you went through that week to get that check. It's like you forget all about it.
That's why you blow it though, because you don't work so hard for it. You done went through the trenches and went through hell all week.
And now you want to reward yourself.
Now you want the reward.
Gotcha.
But now you're looking at, you know, all your inner circle and the people that you're surrounded by. It's just not a big deal to save money. It's not as urgent as it should be for us saving money. I'm
gonna read a comment, then we're gonna go to break. So Ms. Johnson says we don't save because a lot of it's being spent on entertainment as well. That's a good point, and we're going to touch on that. Stay with us, Black Bottom Man Radio Show. We are talking 5 reasons black people stay broke, and I'm hoping this can solve my problem. Stay with us. Stay with us.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Students, when you hear the reason or reasons for your absences throughout the years, please exit the auditorium without your high school diploma. Once you've exited, remove your cap and gown and proceed into the unknown. Too tired. Family trip. Part-time job. Helping around the house. Sick day. Starting the holidays early. Just because.
Starting in the 6th grade, students who miss 18 days or more of school in a year for any reason will fall behind and risk not graduating high school. How many days of school has your child missed this year? Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out.
Exactly.
Just don't
if you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Oh, all right. So welcome back. We are tackling 5 reasons why black people stay broke. So I just read a comment from Ms. Johnson that says we don't save because a lot of it's being spent on entertainment. I'm going to give you a bell on that because that's a big one. You know, you got to understand the psychology of what this society has done to us as a people. You tapped on it by saying once you do all that work and you get that check, you want to reward yourself, which is absolutely understandable. I think the problem comes in that we do too much rewarding. Yeah. We're rewarding ourselves every week. Every month, every week, every month. You know, we're rewarding ourselves for working hard. You know, and entertainment is a big part of it. We tend to attend everything we're invited to. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like we don't even know how to say no. Oh, you're not going to this event, you're not going to that event. And, you know, timelines and Facebook get flooded with events. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's tapping into black people's pockets. You get what I mean? But look, check this out. But then when it's a real event, right? What I call a real event, you know, Damon John is going to be in Baltimore, you know, from FUBU, and he's going to be giving financial lessons 2 days only. Oh, we don't go to that shit.
and that's what I was.
We don't go to that.
And that's what I was going to say. I think we do know how to say no. I think we just we don't say no to the things that we just don't want to say no to, but we know how to say no. That's why we say no to supporting black businesses and no to that concert. We just got finished.
Exactly. Exactly.
We do. We definitely know how to say no.
So I'll read another comment here. This is Miss Carolyn Spencer. Shout out to Miss Beanie, BV for life. She says you must set goals to achieve the foundation you want. The sacrifice of money comes into play to decide what's important in your life. Very true. Like she said, deciding on what's important in your life. So what's important in your life? Is it making sure that you fall out here looking cute at every event that someone invites you to? Or is it securing your future? And if you remember in the first part of his article, he said black people take a I don't give a damn approach to their future. You know what I mean? As if they're not going to be here. You know what I mean? You know, the old, well, you might not be here tomorrow. That's what she said yesterday. You still here.
I think that was a great statement.
Yeah.
When she said set goals. Yes. Set goals. Then when you hit one, then go out and celebrate.
And I think we do set goals. I don't know if it's always the right goal. But take, for instance, if you want to get that Louis bag. Oh, that's a goal you set. Because that ain't a bag you just walk in on Tuesday and get. No. You plotted that out. You know what I'm saying? So we are setting goals. I don't know if it's the right goals.
Should that be a goal? Or should that
I don't think it should be.
Should there be a reward? It could be a reward to a goal, but should there be a goal?
See, I'm not against the Louis bag. I'm against it if you can't afford it. You get what I mean? And so, most of us that cop it really can't afford it. You get what I mean?
You set a goal of getting some residual income, then you can have a reward of getting the Louis bag, but not setting the goal as and getting the Louis bag.
Right. Well, remember when we did the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Remember he said in the book, and I'll use the Louis bag again, right? If you want to get a Louis bag, you need to figure out how you're going to get additional income or someone else to pay for that Louis bag. Yeah. It should not come out of your money. So he's saying you can get it. Yeah. Just figure out a way to get it. You know what I mean? Come up with your quick little hustle. You know, I went on Alibaba and I bought these African statues. I'm going to sell them for $30 each. Once I sell, you know, 100 of them, I'm going to have enough to go get my Louis bag. Yeah. See, you didn't take nothing out your paycheck. You didn't break yourself. You know what I mean? You invested in something to make a flip on the money, and then you went and got the Louis bag.
Because you have to remember a lot of, you know, some of the other different races, you know, that goes out and get those Louis bags. Like, yeah, that money's not coming out of their checking account. It's going to come out of somebody's. It's not going to be theirs.
Right.
It's going to come out of Citibank's or maybe Capital One's, but it's not coming out of theirs. It's not going to be their money. But when we get these Louis bags, that's our money.
We missed two car payments.
That's straight a debit. That's
red bottoms.
That's straight taking off your debit card.
Well, he said we own all the MasterCards, right? 39% of MasterCards are owned by us. So that's interesting. Yeah, but I think we lack a little bit of respect for money. I don't think, you know. Now, let me say this, though, right? Because it ain't just us. It's truly an American thing. Yeah. Because to be an American means to be broken in debt. That is what being an American is. So it's not just black people. But this is the Black Bottom Man radio show. We focus on what's important for us. But I remember being younger one time, right? I don't carry a wallet in my back pocket. I just keep my cash in my front pocket, right? And I'm one of them people where I got to line all my bills up. You know what I mean? So, you know, all the writing is facing one direction, another direction, right? So I make sure all $7 are facing the right way. So one time I was in a liquor store and I was getting something. There was an older gentleman in there. So he seen me pull my money out and he saw how it was lined up. And he said, "You line your money up like that on purpose?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "That's good." He said, "You respect money, don't you?" I said, "I do." I do. I work so hard from it. But just that little glimpse made him believe that I respected money more than other people. He was like, "See, people who don't respect money," he said, "it'll be all balled up in their purse, balled up in their pocket." He's like, "See, they don't respect that they just busted their ass to get that money. Now they treating the money like it's a napkin, you know?" And I just thought it was an interesting point because I never looked at it that way. So again, we got to learn how to respect money, whether it's on that level with how you carry it or on a higher level where you say, "Listen, I worked hard for this money. I'm not just giving this away."
Yeah, that's,
you know?
That's how you can tell. You can tell sometimes folks who respect money. Because you know how, you know, sometimes when you hear people say, like, if somebody asks for something and you like, "What you want it for?" And you hear somebody saying, like, "What does it matter?" Oh, it matters.
Oh, it matters. It matters.
If it's my money and it's coming out of my pocket,
right,
it matters what you need it for.
Right,
so you can either tell me or go somewhere else to find it.
So you just can't get money from black people. You got to explain it.
It matters.
What you plan on doing with this? Right. Why does that matter? Because this is my money that I'm about to give to you, and I need to know what's going on with it.
If you're going to like loan it to me, it shouldn't matter what I'm going to do with it.
That is funny.
You're going to give it to me or you're not. You're not getting it.
Yes, because it matters. If it's not for something like urgent or like legitimate, like you're not getting it.
We need to know, right? What they say, like you can't owe black people money and then let them catch you somewhere shopping. They expected that money right then and there. Yeah, I seen you in the store. I just thought I'd come get my 20.
Because somebody borrowed $500 from you just to go to the mall because they going out and not nowhere. And nobody's lending nobody $500 to do that.
Mike Epps poked fun at that on one of his stand-ups, talking about he loaned the dude $5. He come home 2 hours later, he's sitting on his step. So, yo, what's up? I'm just checking on that $5 that you owe me. You know? Oh, that's too much, too much.
Oh,
all right, so we got to start respecting money, and we got to start paying attention to how we spend it, and not, you know, giving it away so easily, I think is what he's trying to say. You know, not giving it away so easy. Okay, so number four, he says black people don't know how to invest. If you ask black people about investing, it should not come as a surprise that investing in stocks or buying bonds is a foreign concept. Many young black people work hard and spend their money on the items that they either decrease in value after being bought or are not sustainable. Cars and sneakers are prime examples of such things. Taking out the time to learn how to invest your money can be a life-changing game. Stock markets have historically proven to be a great investment for those who wish to play. Even when it's at its lows, the market always bounces back for major gains. All right, so number 4 is learning how to invest. We're going to go to commercial break, and when we come back, we'll discuss his perspective on this. So stay with us, Black Bottom Man Radio Show. 5 reasons why black people are still broke. We're all learning today.
Check out this flashback from the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
That's the biggest thing, is just empowerment. Just get off of the begging line. Just be proud and just get our pride and our dignity back, because as a child, we're taught how to go and beg for a job. Our parents, they literally taught us how to make sure you pull your pants up. Me, I'm 6'7", so I'm a bigger man. I was always taught how to not be threatening or intimidate people when I go into different interviews or different scenarios. And so we're literally taught how to condition ourselves, condition our speech, everything, in order to go and beg these people for a job, because we know when we walk in the door, I have to tear down 10 stereotypes before I get past hello. So we need to eliminate that. You know, and we need to eliminate that, and the way that we do that is employing ourselves and employing our brothers and sisters. And so that's our mission, is group economics, uplift ourselves, because I can't empower anyone until I empower myself, and change from just being willing, because it's in my heart and my passion to see my people succeed and see us do better and change the social order, because I know that we are not supposed to be on bottom. I understand who I was. I know I didn't fall out of the sky and land on a plantation. So when you have knowledge of self and you know who you are and what you come from, it's frustrating more than anything to see us in this position.
Tune into the Artist Exchange every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. live. Big Exposed Radio.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Okay, so welcome back. We was on number 4, where he says black people don't know how to invest. So let's talk about that. He said it shouldn't come as a surprise that we don't know how to invest. Now, I'm definitely not an expert on investing. Are you ladies familiar with investing?
Familiar? Yes. Have I done it? No.
I mean, I do invest, but I'm saying I'm far from an expert. You know, like I got a few stocks on something. I own something. I don't even know what it is. So, I think I got stocks in cigarettes. I know that shit's always getting smoked. But yeah, so this is supporting his point. You know, we're sitting here like investments, right? I use a particular app called the Robinhood app. Did I send y'all that before? Yeah, so the Robinhood app is a good app for beginning investors. It's pretty simple. You know, you buy some stocks and you get a free stock for participating, and you can send that app to someone else and get a shot at another free stock. I personally deal in cryptocurrency. I like cryptocurrency. I haven't done a show on cryptocurrency because it's so new to us as a community of people. I just don't think anyone would even know what the hell I'm talking about. But if you guys want to see a show on cryptocurrency, please email us at blackbythemans4you@gmail.com, and we'll do a show on cryptocurrency. So I kind of play around with cryptocurrency a little bit. I believe that it's going to be the future of money. The day is going to come where them stacks and them C notes ain't going to be good for nothing but a fire. You're going to need some cryptocurrency or some precious metals. Oh, I do precious metals too. Got a few little pieces of silver, stuff like that. Anything else on investing you ladies know about? Stock market, I think, is what he's referring to the most. So for me, that would just be the Robinhood app. But historically, like, people make a lot of money with stocks. Are you ladies familiar with stocks at all? Like blue chip stocks? And
I'm familiar.
You familiar? Okay, well, talk to us. School us. Educate us.
Yeah, I can't school you on it. I'm just saying I'm familiar.
You just heard of it before. Okay, all right. We love honesty here on the BBD radio show. Do not be afraid to say, I don't know. I say it all the time.
As far as
not really.
You don't even have to do just like stocks and bonds. You could be like investing in a business per se.
Yes.
Household thing, other stuff like that.
Real estate is always the big one.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to get some money.
But of course, you need some numbers to invest in real estate. But again, that could be a tax return investment. You know what I mean? I know some people that get big money on their tax returns.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But I guess if you got them kids, you got them kids. Earned income credit. So my main man Nate says he loves Stash and Acorn. Yes, I like Stash and Acorn. I don't know if y'all familiar with that. Those are great apps.
I've heard of Acorn, but I've never used it.
Yeah, Acorn's pretty cool, you know what I mean? Because you can invest in that pretty simple with like spare change and things like that. And that's a good thing that they do have these type of apps out here now that's making it easier, because investing in stocks is such like an intimidating thing, I think, to most of us, because we don't know nothing about that. First thing we think about is Wall Street. Like, I don't know nothing about that. Yeah, and the ticker and all the crap we didn't see in movies seems above our pay grade.
Yeah, for most people that's not going to know about investing, that's because you have to position yourself financially first to be able to even talk about it. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm not sure if that's true, because like the two apps that Nate just mentioned, those are, for like regular amounts of money. I'm not, and when I say regular, I mean regular. I mean, like, I'm talking, like $5, right? $5 a month.
Maybe that's the misconception that you have to have money to.
I think it is. It is. And I think that misconception was put in our heads on purpose to help steer us in the other direction. You know what I mean? Make them think you got to be an expert at this before you can do it. So he's saying here is an area that we're not even looking into. Right. I still want to take time out to check out Dr. Boyce Watkins. You guys familiar with him?
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Boyce Watkins has an investment school online designed specifically for black people. So basically he's speaking in layman's terms and teaching us from the beginning how we can get into investing, and like he's got all kinds of programs to help you do that. And I keep saying I'm going to take time out and check him out and see what I can learn from it, and then bring it to the BBD show and share it with everybody. That way we all come up.
He do a lot of speaking at different events, though.
He does. He does a lot of speaking. He's a very intelligent black man, very intelligent, successful businessman, and he's pro-black. And I think that's my kind of brother. I think
he's going to be at the event in Atlanta.
He is. He is going to be at the first inaugural We Buy Black convention in Atlanta. And guess who else is going to be there? BBD is going to be in the building. We are going to rub some elbows with some people. And speaking of FUBU's going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that should be a pretty cool event. But let me read a comment here. All right, so Ms. Johnson says, when you have a 401k plan, you have certain stock options to invest your money as well. People don't realize you can change your investments at any time, whether you choose high risk option or low risk, or you can also split it up. Great point. Great point. See, that's something I'm not familiar with, because I don't have a 401k.
Yeah, you can.
You familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So 401k is a way people can start looking into how they can actually invest. Cool beans, cool beans. All right, so evidently investing is one of the areas that we need to do better at. Unfortunately, we're not experts on this either. So our time we're spending on this is limited. So we're just gonna move on.
Hey, we brought it up.
Right.
So you can go look into it.
I tell you, I just thought of something, right?
What's that?
How about this? How about we talk about the things we shouldn't invest in? Because we all have experience with that, right? So he mentioned sneakers and cars and clothes. Bad investments. Cars are a bad investment because they depreciate. They do not appreciate, right? So we are investing in some things.
They don't even appreciate even once you finish paying for them. They still depreciate because they're done. It's over.
It never appreciates. It only goes down. So what else do we as black people like invest in that we probably could consider changing? Anything else top of the head?
Besides those major ones.
Mm-hmm. Cars, clothes. What else are we heavy in that's like doesn't appreciate? I'm trying to think. Anything else we can just bring to the forefront here? How about the mall? But I guess that's the cars and clothes. But like, yeah, you know, like the mall is heavy. Hair. Interesting. We do invest heavy in that. I wouldn't have a problem with us investing heavy in hair if we own the hair spots. You know what I mean? Like, imagine how well the sisters would be doing if they controlled the beauty industry, right? Which the sisters should be controlling. You know what I mean? But instead, we're making these Asians rich.
That all goes back to second one, number 2, with the supporting black businesses. I'm sure we have black women now owning beauty supply stores, and they're just not being supported at the rate they should be. So
I just had a young lady reach out to me on Facebook, and she said that she owns a beauty supply store. So I'm looking forward to having to sit down with her. We're going to see somehow how we can help each other with our businesses. So that'd be great. And I'm hoping we can do that soon so I can help promote her beauty store here on the Black Butter Man radio show. So networking and meeting people.
We should be running the beauty stores.
We should.
We should. Supply stores should be us.
Everything that we dominate as consumers, we should also dominate as the producers. You know, I'll tell you something that Dr. Anderson speaks on a lot, that black people dominate as consumers, but not as the producer. Seafood. Black people consume a lot of seafood. Crabs, shrimp, tilapia, oysters, lobsters, all that good stuff, but yet we don't own any seafood production.
But see, that's another business too, because even out here, I'm sure we've had black people who had crab shacks and seafood spots. They still just did not get the support that they needed, and they had to shut down. I'm sure we had that, but just couldn't survive.
Because we weren't getting the support.
We wasn't. I mean, again, I have to say, we are the ones spending the $1.3 trillion, so it's our dollars that matters. So
it is.
If we're not getting our dollars back in our businesses, then it's kind of hard for that business to survive.
True. Very true.
Since we don't have other support from the other races.
Well, you know, the one thing that I will say with all this negativity that happens in social media, I think it is forcing black people to wake up, because white people are doing so much to us that even some of the most humble black people on the planet are now saying, hold up, wait a minute now, God damn it. You know what I mean? Like, y'all going too far with this. And I'm so joyed about that. Like, that is my silver lining, because when you are for your people, such as I am, black people will label you as being too direct, too harsh, so forth and so on, when all you're doing is speaking the truth out of love to help us get into a better position. So all this evil that's being brought against us, I'm hoping it brings us closer together and make us realize now is the time for us to start sticking together. BBD was created in 2017. If you know anything about how God operates, it's not a coincidence. This was the time for BBD to be born, because we're in a time frame where we're trying to educate each other on how we can do better. So BBD is that attempt. We're a brand. We're a radio show. We keep it 100. We keep it 100. So yeah, so hopefully we'll get a little bit more support as we keep banging and making people understand the importance of it. Okay, but we'll move on to the last one. So the last one, he says, black people aren't working towards getting out of poverty. Even after reading this article, there are many black people that will not work towards changing their situations. After centuries of slavery, black people must realize that they are being, with regards to having generational wealth. Black people must fight to create wealth where they will have trust funds for their children or wealth that can be passed down. Too many black people need to only worry about themselves and the money that they have. Too many black people only worry about themselves and the money that they have in the moment. As a race, black people need to build for the future and get out of that mindset now. So, we're not trying to get out of poverty, according to this guy.
And I agree with what he says, too, when he said too many people is looking at this individually.
Individualism is rampant amongst us.
Yes, because even when you can ask a black person, like, how are you? And that black person will say, I'm blessed. And even if you're looking at us as a group of people, like, yeah, that's not what's happening with us.
Right. Yeah, like, I think they trained us.
Well, so when that person goes to say, like, I'm okay, like, it's all good, like, are you talking about you? Or are you talking about us? What's going on? Because in my eyes, like,
we not blessed.
I'm just like,
we not a blessed people,
we need
right?
some help. Like, I was just driving through a neighborhood the other night, and it wasn't my neighborhood. I was just driving through, and I was just, I don't know, something just came over me, so I was just looking, and I was like, do these people even know that they're in poverty right now? Like, do they even know that? Like, I don't even think a lot of black folks know.
That's a good point. That's an interesting point.
Like, poverty
they don't know,
right now.
Or they're complacent with being there, like they don't care to change it.
I think they're just looking at their own personal situation and just thinking in their mind, like, I'm okay. Yeah. But
because we do fly that word blessed around easily. Black people love saying it. Oh, I'm blessed, you know. And I think a part of that is we've become so, like you said, complacent with being in last place that now to a black person, if you alive, it's like, oh, I'm just blessed by the best. Well, so are the evil people who bring in the evil against us. They're alive too, you know. And I'm not saying you're not blessed to be alive, but I'm saying we use that statement so loosely. Right.
And even with using that statement, just think, even if you go a step further when you say, like, I'm blessed. So does that technically mean, like, you're blessed? Like, are your kids okay? Like, is your family okay? Is your neighbors okay? Like, is that all just pertaining to you? Yeah. Or is that just pertaining, you know, to your whole inner circle all around you? Because for you to sit up there and say, like, I'm good, I'm fine, or whatever, that means everybody else that's like in your, yes, they all should be fine too. Like, because if they're not, then you shouldn't be fine either.
Right.
So I don't, when you go to use that, I just don't fully understand. Like,
I get it. I get it.
What do that exactly mean?
I get it. I ran into a brother the other day, and I don't personally know him, but I used to see him when I used to be at TGIFs in White Marsh. And like, he was messed up, you know what I mean, walking with a cane, this and that, and we recognized each other, so we talked for a minute, and then he told me what happened to him, you know, that a truck backed over him. He's a truck driver, and it kind of crushed his legs, and his arteries in them particular legs are like damaged for good, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And he was messed up, you know, so I told him, I said, well, you know, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see that you're alive and made it. And he said, oh, yeah, brother, I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And, you know, and I was just like, okay, I feel you. But honestly, when I walked away, that's not what I was thinking.
Right.
I wasn't, because you survived. I know that can be viewed as a blessing. But my perspective is, you're jacked up. That's not a blessing in that. You know, like, you got ran over by a truck. That's not a blessing. Like, yes, it's I guess a blessing that you survived. But I'm saying, me personally, I would have to question what's going on in my life that caused this to happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's not, if you get hit by a vehicle and survive, that's not a blessing to me. You know, like, you got hit by a vehicle. It might not have ever intended for you to die from it, just intended for you to, you know, be hurt. I guess my perspective is different with my understanding of the Most High. Because I know the one that we call God is behind everything. You know, I know a lot of us believe, like I said, like, you know, God turned his back and then Satan did something real quick. But if you read the Bible, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? So if you got hit by a milk truck, God did that. Yes, he did that. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? At a minimum, he co-signed it. When Satan came, like, I'm trying to hit this nigga with this milk truck. You know what I'm saying? God was like, hold on, give me a pen real quick. All right, you good. You know, like, I don't know if that's a blessing. You know what I mean? Like, we've taken that word so lightly, you know, and then we associate it, in my opinion, majority of the time with materialistic things. So when black people most of the time get to saying they're blessed, it means I got the job, I'm making good money, I just got a new car, you know, this, that, and the third. And I don't think that's blessings, because that's of this world. Yeah. It's good, you know. I want that shit too. You know what I mean? I mean, it's good, but I think blessings deal more with health and spirituality and things of that nature. So I think we do use it loosely. And piggybacking off what you said, if we all weren't walking around thinking we're so blessed, we might start making some changes.
True.
I'm just saying, just the messenger. You get what I'm saying? But we're so content with feeling like we're blessed. And other people are looking at us like, isn't it amazing they think they're blessed?
They're
like,
so happy.
Yeah, like they're so happy. 2 of them got killed last night. You know they still smiling. These people are just, you know, something different. You know what I mean? Nate says, and if God used his ordeal to teach you a lesson. True, that's what I mean. It could be a lesson in it to be getting taught. So you could see that as a blessing. But me getting hurt, you know, I get hit by a vehicle because I survive, you know, it's like, oh, I'm blessed. No, I ain't. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I get through this, you know, get back to normal.
Right, like you back somewhere going through notes.
Yeah,
like what did I miss?
I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong.
I missed something.
Yeah, what did I do wrong?
Like, why did this happen?
When that happens, you're not thinking that it's God to say that.
You're not thinking it was meant for you.
You're thinking that the devil got a hold of it.
Right.
God brought you back and kept you alive.
You thinking you accidentally got hit by that milk truck. You didn't. You didn't.
It was meant for you.
It was meant for that milk truck to blast you. You know. Now, for what reason is the real, you know, cause, in my opinion, for prayer? You know, I need an explanation.
I was just
why'd I get hit by this truck?
I was just saying that the other day to somebody. I was just saying, like, you know, sometimes, you know, something happens, something bad happened to somebody. You know, you have a lot of people looking from the outside saying, like, yeah, that's because you know, she not going to church, something like that. You know how people come up.
Oh, I do.
I'm sitting there saying, like, in my mind, like, I know better than that. I'm like, oh no, I'm being punished for something that I shouldn't be doing, something that I'm doing that shouldn't. Like, I know what I'm being punished for, but you know how you have the outsiders looking at it like, you skipped church on Sunday. That's what happened.
Yeah, right.
Next time, and you're like so lost, like in this, like, So no, when you go to use that, you know, favorite terms or blast or, you know, whatever people use, like,
right.
You can't just use that lightly or whatever.
It
like
is
you
used
said,
lightly
because you have $2,000 in your pocket right now, and then all your bills paid, you blessed.
So here's an interesting. Yeah, that is what we think is. You be blessed for 30 days. Like, all my bills are paid, I'm blessed. 30, day 31, like, my life is messed up. I'm stressed out. Yeah, that brings up an interesting situation, man. Because are we just claiming to be blessed because we don't want to face that we might have drew this into our life? Because remember, we did the shows on the laws of attraction. That says you draw this into your life. You know, like I remember when I had my first dog, when I had bought my townhouse, and within the first year, my dog got killed. And my son was only like 10 years old, right? And you know what immediately reflected in my mind? That when I was 11, I killed somebody's dog. And that's what I told my son. I said, son, sit down. I'm going to tell you why this dog's dead. I'm going to tell you why we in here hurt behind our dog getting killed. It's my fault. I killed somebody's dog when I was 11, and it came back, and I truly believe that. I don't look at that and be like, well, it was a blessing we had him for a year. No, it wasn't. It was a curse on him that he became my dog.
I mean,
that's what got him killed.
I mean, yeah, that's like karma, right? Like,
yeah,
karma
exactly.
Like, that's it, but isn't that in the word? Like, you reap what you sow, something?
It is. But for some reason, we tend to focus on that we made it through it. So that was the blessing in it. Yeah, you know. And it's like, I get it. I'm not saying it's not a blessing that you're alive, but I'm saying I don't think that's the bigger focus. I think the bigger focus for me would be, why did this even happen to me? Am I doing something wrong? Did I do something in the past? Because I want to correct that. I don't want that happening again. I don't want to walk around being scared of milk trucks.
Right.
You know, so I guess that would be my question. So as far as what he was saying, though, that we're not trying to get out of poverty, I definitely could see someone looking at us in that light, being that we don't support black businesses and that we are the #1 consumer. So those two things equal poverty. So if you don't support the businesses of your race and at the same time you consistently support the businesses of other races while also at the same time spending all your money, that is a recipe for poverty.
That was perfect right there with the you're not support, like we're not trying to get out of poverty if we're not doing anything to get out of poverty.
Right.
So this, when you said not supporting black businesses, that's a big one right there that shows we're not trying to get out of poverty. Because we're not going to be able to get out of poverty without each other's help. Like.
Right, exactly.
As an individual, I'm not saying as an individual you can't buy a house in the suburban or whatever and be up there alone or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying as a race of people we can't get out of poverty without supporting black businesses.
Right, exactly. Can't. It will be impossible for us to get out of poverty if we do not start supporting black businesses. So I'll read a comment real quick. Mr. Tank says maybe God teaching him a lesson of something that he did in his life, and God said, "Oh, I didn't forget what you did. He needs milk." Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Gus. You know, like shit happens for a reason. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if anybody else, but when something bad happens to me, I'll be trying to rack my brain. Like I know I brought this in my life somehow.
But you know what? Like even if you even want to think on that further, you know, just the fact of black people being cursed like they are. You know, is it even possible that black people are cursed the way they are because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing? In one way or another, everybody is going to wreak something and them not playing.
Of course, you know I believe that. You know what I mean?
Something in the road that they're not playing if you should be. So him getting hit by a milk truck may not have been exactly what he thought it was, but we're not out here helping each other. Like that can't be good.
Right. Well, I definitely believe in what you just said, that we're cursed as a people. You know, we're getting into the more spiritual side, but I'll just say this: Deuteronomy chapter 28 1 through 15 is the benefits and increases, what most people call blessings, if we're obedient. And then 16 through 64 is the curses that will come upon us if we're not obedient to God. So if you read through those curses, you may find that it applies to us. And that's what I'm going to say in regards to that. So anyway, we are out of time. And how do we like this show?
I like it. I feel like a lot of the reasons put responsibility on us as a people.
Okay.
And if we don't change a lot of things about ourselves, then we're just not going to make it.
Right, it's not going to be any change. Right. And if we can't, if it was one thing that we could pick to change that would help us all, it would be supporting black businesses. Right. Because that's going to elevate us as a people. Like it saddens me that we have not grasped that concept yet.
That seems to be like the key answer in all these questions.
It is.
And all these topics is that if we don't have us together as a unit,
right,
then we can't make each other like real change.
Got you. All right, we got to wrap it up. So thanks for tuning in with us. Make sure you guys check out blackbytheman.com. On behalf of the audience, we thank you for tuning in. And my co-host, the lovely Ms.Janice, as well as Miss Samantha, Glam by Sam. I'm Brother Mike. I'll catch you on the flip side. It's the black side. Peace.
Now listen to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. Yeah. I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood, decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange Show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World.
These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely